Good thing there are so many songs for walking. Walking back to camp gets boring, and after a while, all the trees start to look the same. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Circles round, it has no end. That's how long I want to be your friend. I have a hand, and you have another. Put them together and we have each other. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. It's not the same by yourself. Can you hear me yet? This is Eagle Prime to Queen Awesome. Do you copy? I made these codenames for a reason, so we'd always know who was on the other end. So we could always find each other before Jane yelled at us. Well, at me, for wandering off. Nothing. Just more static. I'm not supposed to be by myself, ever. That's the first rule. The one that you can take away your dessert for. Always stick by your buddy. Dinner's probably canceled tonight anyway, but still. I have to stick by my buddy, or else all the scary stuff that lives in the woods can get me. Like bears and raccoons, and those trolls who live under the bridge by the volleyball court. She probably made it back to camp by herself after we got separated. That's it. I hope that's it. It has to be it, because otherwise... Okay. It's okay. Make a plan. Be prepared. I'll head back to camp. I need some food anyway. Granola bars are nice, but they get boring after a while. And I'll start looking for clues. There's gotta be a mystery-solving badge or something. Hey, that's a good idea. I'll find her, earn some badges along the way, and be the best scout ever. I've got my compass, my canteen, my bug spray, and my good hiking shoes. All I'm missing is my buddy. But other than that, I'm prepared. That's what a good scout always is.
I think there might be something wrong with my own radio. Today I was picking up a lot of static. There's already been a lot of noise pollution since the storms, but today it was even worse. And then, for just a second, I heard someone singing. Clear too, no interference. I tried to respond to them, but I got nothing. Tried every channel. Then, about an hour ago, same thing. Not singing this time, but the same build-in static, then absolute clarity. It sounded like a public safety broadcast talking about concussions. Is there a radio station on loop out there? Is that what I'm picking up? That almost makes sense? Sort of? That almost makes sense, except when combined with the feeling that someone's listening, everything's getting all tangled. I know weird things can happen to people who are isolated, and I've seen people, or traces of them, but I haven't really talked to anyone since before the storm, even. It's strange. I know you're there. How are you avoiding my scanner? Or maybe it's the scanner that's not working. I'm going to assume you can't speak. Not that you won't. Not because I have proof either way, but because that's the better answer. If you were able to speak and listening to everything, that would be... well, it's messed up of you. So I'm going to keep talking like you just can't respond. I've set up a bunch of radio stations. You've probably heard me working on them. If you can make it to any of those, they're equipped to transmit and receive. Did you hear the static too? Sorry, now that I've acknowledged you're there, I feel awkward. I was never good at conversations. Usually I was the one with nothing to say. Once I find somewhere to set up for the night, I'll list the coordinates for all the stations. Maybe there's one close to you. It's okay with me if you're listening. If you want to get to know me better before you talk, I'm sorry I said it was messed up. I'll keep talking. If I get to the point where I'm not a stranger anymore, let me know.
Quick stop at the camp so it can't hurt. It'll be quick, I promise. Coming to find you, buddy, but if there's no one around to award my badges, then I'll have to grab them myself, ahead of time. I won't put them on my sash until I've really earned them, of course. On my honor. Let's see. Business plan badge? Starting your own small business. Write a mission statement and business goals. Increase your customer base. Make a risk management plan? Boring.
Attention shoppers, low prices today. Everything is totally free because the world broke, so capitalism is finally over. You heard it here first, folks. 100% off your greedy little hands can carry. And by your, I mean my, since I am still the only employee and only patron of our fine establishment. If I still had a way to clock in, I'd gnaw my manager's arm off for the overtime I've collected by now. But on the bright side, I set up a kiddie pool in the aisle 7. Attention shoppers. Attention shoppers. Attention shoppers. Sometimes you walk into an opening shift at work ready for another day of minimum wage labor and you think, feels like I'm gonna be here until the world ends. And apparently, sometimes you are. Attention shoppers. This week only, get a free Apocalypse with your clearance items. You won't find that at any other store in town. Attention shoppers, if you purchase a fish tank, remember to check on it as soon as possible if the electric grid goes haywire due to the aforementioned end of the world. Water is a conductor, shoppers, and your fish don't react well to being electrocuted. That fish tank still haunts me. Hey, shoppers, I feel like our relationship is really one-sided. I mean, I sit up here yelling the deepest tragedies of my life into the intercom, and what do? Nothing. You don't even exist. It's super rude, honestly. The upside? I can say whatever I want. No forced smile. No brand loyalty. Attention, shoppers. My manager is a power-hungry, pathetic little man who would have written me up for stepping over the threshold of this store 10 seconds after the clock struck 8. I know everyone with a job they hate really feels this way, but I think he actually did have it out for me. Well, Kyle, look at us now. I actually showed up, unlike some people, and I'm sitting pretty in my castle of non-perishable foods and household appliances. Where are you, Kyle? Probably... Oh. Okay, shoppers. That's enough for today. I have cans of beans to count and water to boil. Please bring your final purchases to the register. Oh, forget it.
The night owl badge. Huh. Well, I've done plenty of exploring nature at night. Touring my world after dark? Easy peasy. This part, though, this is tricky. Meet people who work night hours. Maybe if I get back to the city, it shouldn't be hard to find someone there. That's like 1 million people.
You read a lot of bad news stories when you're homeless. I don't mean bad like tragic, screw that. The world is bad, yeah, I know man, I can see that, thanks, I have eyes. I'm talking about fluff pieces, about some starlet side boob, or how some musician bought a house bigger than a city block that's probably gonna sit empty for 90% of the year. Horoscopes about how love is just around the corner if you just put yourself out there. Whatever. Now all news is old news. Even if there was anyone manning those crap newspaper presses, what would they say? Horoscope for today. Your world has ended. Like a snail, your only chance at love is the first person you run into. Not a good time for new business ventures, unless that business venture is something to do with gas masks and water purifiers. Tomorrow's horoscope? More of the same. The thing is, nothing's changed for me. I'm still an interior kid stuck on the coastline. I'm still on the street, although now it's because there's no such thing as structural integrity anymore, actually. There's less competition, less pitying looks, which is nice, but I saw someone last night walking up the street while I walked down the other side. They stopped and stared for like a good 30 seconds before snapping out of it and hurrying on their way. It felt weird, just being seen. Ugh, I don't even know why I'm wasting my breath. I'd be better off sending up some damn smoke signals, never mind that the city is sending up enough smoke all by itself. Hey, it's the end of the world and everything's on fire. It's enough that we have to put up with the white man's world, but now we're stuck with his version of hell too. So thanks. I've got to get out of the city.
Oh darn it, finding common ground badge. Get to know someone different from you, make decisions in a group, understand a compromise, blah blah blah.
If my mom were here, she'd be saying I told you so. There's a lot of things she could say it about how she told me that moving to America would be a disaster, about how she warned me that Uncle Stephen always disappears at the worst of times. Other stuff I've forgotten. She was fond of reminding me of all the wisdom she'd shared that I'd refused to listen to. Right now, I'm thinking of one conversation in particular. I don't remember where we were, or how long ago it was. It must have been when I told her that I was using my savings for a bike, and the rest was going towards trade school, so I'd know how to fix it. Or maybe it was another time I'd gone and done something that she saw as throwing my future away. It's not like it only happened once.
Skit. One day you will find something that you will want to keep, she said.
That voice of hers, sickly sweet.
And you will lose it, because you never learned how to hold on to something.
She was right, and here I am. I wonder if she'd be surprised that it's a who and not a what. We got the coming out conversation out of the way ages ago, so it wouldn't be about that. She just thinks I'm too much like my dad to ever settle down. Not that settling down is what I did. Like I said, I never learned how to hold on to something. But my stubbornness, I got that from my dad too. It's not too late to learn, and it took me a while to reinforce the house, secure enough food to feel all stable. Now I'm thinking about more than the next second, and my thoughts keep coming back to her. Hey babe, maybe you've found some way to hear this. You're always the smart one. I'm not gonna say sorry, because that's better done in person. But I am gonna come to get you, okay? The house, it's quieter now. I think you'll like it. I hope that you give me the chance to show you.
You don't really notice how much scouting is about being part of a group until you're all alone. But as soon as I find someone new to get to know, I'll be all set. Trailblazing badge. What are the requirements for this one? Start planning your adventure. Done. Get your body and teamwork skills ready. As done as it's going to be, I think. Gain some trailblazing know-how. Hey, I can totally take this one. I made it all the way back here from the canoe trip, didn't I? I'll sew it on as soon as I make camp tonight. Head out on the trail. Don't mind if I do.
An essential thing to remember with any look is how to accessorize. I'm matching this lipstick, Blooming Rose, with a stylish messenger bag. It's not the closest fit, actually, but sometimes expanding your color palette is a great way to freshen up your outfit, and it's a must-have for everything all... Let's just make sure I have everything, okay? Water bottle. Clean water is getting more and more scarce for me, but you know what they say about staying hydrated and clear skin. That goes double for wandering into whatever's out there. Extra sunscreen. Ugh. My last granola bar. Peanut butter chocolate chip. So, that's something. It's the little joys. A flashlight. Never know when you'll need one of those. An umbrella matches the bag perfectly. A compass? Scratch that, a broken compass. Maybe I should bring it anyway. And a book? In case I get bored? I know I have a hat around here somewhere. Stop it. Stop it. I'm gonna leave. I have to. And I know how to get where I'm going. I went over there all the time when we were dating. Not usually by myself, but asking her for a lift isn't really in the cards right now. So, here's my plan. I guess with the end of the world and all, I should stay off of the roads as much as possible. That's always where the danger is, in the movies and stuff, places people are used to. Heading for unfamiliar territory isn't ideal for me, but it sure beats the alternative. I hope. I can cut through the park. There are hiking trails there, and those woods behind the school. I might have to hop a fence, but what's a few feet of chain link in comparison to withering away in your own home, too scared to even stay alive? You can make yourself live. That's the one thing you've always been able to do, the bare minimum. Even on those days you didn't feel like putting on mascara or eating a real meal or getting out of bed, you were alive. You kept your own heart beating, and if you can't do that now, there's nothing else. Nothing else at all. So, I'll have to run across 3 lanes of traffic. No, not traffic, just an empty street. That's it, and then there are more trees on the other side, and then it's just a cul-de-sac. Simple. I wore my running shoes. They're not really made for an outfit that doesn't include lycra shorts, but I like to think of myself as a trendsetter. Can't start any trends if you stay cooped up inside, right? Here we go. I can do this. I can do this. I'm going out. Back soon. Don't wait up.
Crossing Wires is written by Sarah Cowan and Ziggy Schutz, with sound design and music by Jack Strudwick. For full credits, visit crossingwirespodcast.tumblr.com.